CH.3. A new friend. Annika threw back the covers of her bed and smiled as she looked out her balcony window. Her balcony. It was a beautiful morning. Perfect for ice skating. Today was her 16th birthday. At least a couple months had passed since Aiden disappeared. She kept wondering those same questions, which only made her realize something. She went over to her wardrobe and opened it and threw on her red jacket and a pair of blue jeans and put on her red boots. She went over to her mirror and looked in at it as she pulled back the sides of her hair and twisted them so they wouldn't get in her face. She tied a knot in the bun to prevent it from tangling. Then she sighed softly as she got her jeweled outfits off her vanity. Where did you go? Where are you? When did you leave? She kept asking herself as she kept trying to think of why and just disappear. She walked over to the door and smiled as she leaned in ear. The only thing she could hear? The silent sound of snoring. She opened the door and sent a mock salute when she spotted the two guards who were laying heavily against their spears. She quickly but quietly ran down the 2 flights of stairs and ran outside. She found the stone she used to sneak out and she tossed it at the roof. She heard it bang on the other side, causing the guards nearby to spin around to see what the noise was. Annika then ran towards the gate. She shook her head as she went to the gate and ran into the woods. Seriously, Mother and Father are way too worried. I figured they'd stop it after 7 years, she thought. She smiled as a flashback of ice skating hand in hand with them appeared when she arrived at the frozen pond. After slipping on her ice skates, she skated on the lake and waved when she spotted the robin that watched her skate. Suddenly, a few moments later, Annika fell and landed on the ground with a thud. What was that? She chuckled as she got up and dusted the snow off herself. When she saw herself sprawling in the snow nearby, Annika skated up to it and peered in. Suddenly, a polar bear cub's head popped out of the snow. Annika jumped back in shock and laughed. There are easier ways to introduce yourself. She reached down and picked the cub up. Here, let me help you. The cub just stared and shook its head as its teeth chattered. Oh, don't be afraid. Even though Annika had pulled the cub on the snow, its teeth continued to chatter. Don't tell me you're cold. The cub nodded. Annika smiled. A cold polar bear? Of course the cub was white as the snow. Its bright blue eyes matched its adorable face. Do you have a family? Annika asked. The cub replied, sadly shaking its head. Annika tucked the cub warmly into her arms. Now you do. My name's Annika, and I think I'll call you Shiver, and now you're coming home with me. How will I explain it to my parents? I have no clue. She giggled. Maybe I could just sneak us back inside without noticing. Annika shrugged. What's fun for me? After slipping off her skates, Annika ran back out of the woods and repeated the steps from earlier to get back inside. That's how it's done, she whispered to Shiver. First we'll need to get past the guards and, Annika glanced up to see the king looking out the balcony. Father, she groaned, ducking behind a nearby pole. Annika sighed with relief when he left. After Annika got inside, she whispered to her host, Don't see me. She ran up the first flight of steps. I know, it's almost. Annika, is that you? Annika froze in her tracks. That was Mother. So close, she groaned. Mother! She then laughed nervously. Annika wasn't sure how she was going to plant polar bear cubs, so she set Shiver behind a nearby wall. Stay right there, she whispered. Annika then walked up to the queen, who threw her arms around her daughter. Oh, you were saved! Safe! She exclaimed, kissing her daughter. What happened? The king asked Shorina. We've been looking everywhere for you. Annika rolled her eyes annoyed. I'm fine, Father. Really? The queen shook her head. We were worried sick. How many times have we told you? Don't leave the castle without our permission. The king finished with the queen. I was just skating. Maybe like 1 billion times. Besides, I was just skating. Again? The king asked. Why do you always so blah? worry so much? Annika's voice rose to an octave. Nothing's going to happen to me. What? Annika whipped around to see Shiver bouncing down the stairs. Shiver smiled innocently at her after landing flat next to her. She'd been trying to see what the fuss was about, and leaned too far. A bear? The queen gasped. Annika flashed and smiled. I made a friend. Isn't she adorable? Shiver then sent the king and queen her cutest look. The queen smiled as she was sold. Oh, such a cute little face. But only for a minute. But it could bite you, or scratch your eyes out. Shiver sneezed just then. And the germs, the queen continued. Have you even thought of all the germs it might have? The king shook his head. This is what comes from leaving the castle. Annika felt her temper rising. What do you want me to do? Sit in my room all day? Yes, the king and queen said at the same time. I'm not a baby anymore. The queen sighed and stepped forward. We know. It's just that... I'm sorry, the king said, stepping forward to spare the queen from explaining any further. Your mother and I can't take this constant worrying. Our job is to keep you safe, and there's only one way to do that. No more ice skating. Annika stepped back in shock. What? I love skating. The king simply looked away. It's for your own good. Father! The king didn't reply. Annika turned to her mother. Mother, please! After the queen simply folded her arms, the king held out, and Annika glanced down at her ice skates. The same ice skates he made for her 2 years before he disappeared. He loved skiing just as much as she did, but now... It's not fair! Annika cried, handing her father her beloved ice skates. You don't understand anything. Annika ran up the steps and faced her parents. You're ruining my life. With tears streaming down her face, Annika ran to her room and slammed the door, and then threw herself on her bed. It's not fair! He is gone! Father took my skates. I don't want to forget him. He's my friend! She cried into a pillow. Suddenly, Annika heard some scratching noises at the door. She got up from the bed and went over to open the door. Shiver was standing there. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you behind, Annika said, picking the cub up. It's just that she said Shiver on her bed. Never mind. Besides, they don't understand how much those skates meant to me. She sighed and put her face on her hands. How could they do this to me? On my birthday. I never get any fun. Never. Shiver had been listening, but then saw something sparkling nearby in Annika's jewelry chest. They worry about every little thing, Annika said, then whispered. Oh, Aiden, where are you? Why did you leave? Suddenly, Annika heard her jewelry chest slam shut. She whipped her head. Huh? She watched the reopen, revealing Shiver wearing some Annika's jewelry. Annika shook her head and laughed. I see you're as upset about this as I am. She went over and picked Shiver up out of the jewelry chest. Annika smiled down at the cub. If only you could understand. Suddenly, music could be heard coming from the outside, from that open balcony door. Let's go see what's going on, she said to Shiver as she walked out to the balcony. Annika sighed as she saw people skating by, arm in arm. It might have her skating hand in hand with him. A party was going on at a frozen pond, probably in her honor. Somebody's having fun on my birthday. I wish I could go. She knows the party wasn't too far from the castle. Why not, she thought. She turned and left the balcony. Shiver, let's go to a party, shall we? Well, so, what made Annika's parents take away her ice skates that Aiden had made for her? And where is Aiden still? Well, stay tuned for the next chapter, and we should hopefully start to get to the bottom of some of our mysteries. Comment, like, subscribe, bye!